Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. Hope you're having a great weekend. And I'm excited to see what Spirit's going to bring in today. Of course, as per the usual, let's get this desktop here all set up and we will get into it. Guess it helps if I move my microphone a little closer, too. It's like my singing bowl. What a mess I am already. All right. Let me just finish up here. All right. We are good there. Let me just shrink that down. All right. I think we're set there. YouTube says we are live. So I'll move this over here. All right. So I think we are good. Hello, everybody. So before we get started, let's send some love out to the world and bring love into our readings. And if you'd like to join me, whether you're watching on replay or live, we can all join together outside of space and time and send this love out to the world. So I'm just going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now. Beautiful. And as I hit the singing bowl, we just let that love come down and flow into us, fill us up, our being, our body, our brains, everything, and then flow out to the world. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Let's put the singing bowl away here. Have its little perch up there. All right. So good to see everybody. Hello, hello, hello. And before we get into everything, let me just make sure everyone is aware. We have our July monthlies are out now. So if you haven't checked those out, here is the link to the playlist for those. And June is still out there. Of course, we're just at halfway through June. Can you believe it? Already, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So you can check out those. Those are the playlist. If you want to get some good information, we go into the Zenology of the astrology. I guess it's not Zenology, it's Zenergy of the astrology, which is the whatever astrology energies spirit wanted me to mention. Just helps us ride the emotional wave. It's like knowing the weather forecast, right? Knowing what we need to do to stay dry and cool or warm, depending on what side of the planet you're on. We also had Cancer seasons is going to be coming up next week, as well as the solstices. And so this one I put out early because we have a lot of stuff happening next week with videos coming out. So I wanted to make sure these were here. And so happy birthday to all you Cancer sun babies. There's a special 3-month bonus reading in those for you. So you can send those to friends if you have friends who are Cancer signs. So be sure to do that. And what else with that? Oh, there's going to be solstice readings that are going to come out. They're relationship readings where we get an overall message for everyone within that sign. It's for each individual zodiac sign too. I know I've been a little busy boy, um, but and then we break it out into single and looking, in a relationship, or married, and then the happy hermits for each individual zodiac sign. If you're a praying mantis or a Zen Cricket member, you have access to those right now. But everyone else will get them on the 20th is when they'll magically appear. So be sure to check those out. And then, of course, we have a weekly podcast from chaos to cozy, where we go into, tools and different things that help us in our little journey. We come from cozy, we come down here, we experience this chaotic human experience, and then we eventually make our way back to cozy. And so this is all about um, our energy, our powers, tools that help us transform all that. So be sure to check those out if you want some extra guidance. And I think that's enough for now. So there you go. All right. So let me just put that down there. And I think we are good there. All right. So if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you here. We got a great group of people, and thank you so much for all of my return subscribers. You guys make me, you know, uh, just want to do this more and more. I mean, it's your energy, it's your guys' involvement. I would still do it if I sat here by myself and no one was here, but how boring it would be. And I appreciate all your guys' energy. I'm going to use the Runic Tarot today. It's a really cool deck. I'll try not to ruin it, but I won't ruin it. Runic. Okay, anyway, I won't quit my day job. um, so if you're new to how these readings work, free readings, we go down in order, first come, first serve down the chat. There is no other list. The chat is it. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Otherwise, just post your question and we'll get to them as we go down the list. I do try to get through all the free readings each day. If I don't get to them within my 2-hour session, I usually will come back on a little later after my praying mantis session that I have with all my praying mantis members, and like after I get something to eat, and I usually come back on. So I like that. But if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I step out of the free readings. I dive deeper into those too. And then when I'm done, I return back and move down the list. And you can make a donation by using the super chat, or in the description box of the video down below, I have my PayPal, my Square, my Cash App, Square, PayPal, Cash App, and another one. They're down in there though. I don't know what's going on today. I should check and see what the moon is on today. I feel giddy, weird, funny today. So look out. You're so sweet, Nelia. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. um yeah, so I don't know what else, but I'm like just I'm off my regular spiel and track. So we're just going to jump in and see what Spirit has to say here. So we have a few donations, so we'll start there. Nelia, you're up first. So thank you so much for your dual donations. We'll start with number 1. So let's give that some love and a like there. And then we'll hit your free reading later. All right, there we go. Let's wing it, right? Just go with the flow, brudda Zoe. Change my name too. All right. So any messages from your future soulmate and true love? And will he get along with your daughters and family? Will your family like him? All right, let's take a look here. See what is up with that. So any messages from your future? All right. Anything else? From my figure, they're kind of chatty. Let's get to those. All right. And then we'll get along with your daughters and family. So we'll talk about getting along. And then will they like them? All right. So I like this card being on the bottom here. Yeah. Because we have the Queen of Pentacles, and I feel like a different energy with this one here than normal. It's usually Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, Harvest. It has all that kind of, Empress energy, but it really comes in very strong as far as a monarch, like the matriarch. That's the word I was feeling. It's like here comes the matriarch, and I feel like, you know, that everyone will. You have the 10 of cups, here's the joy and overflowing. So overall, I just feel like there's going to be this um you know respect that's there, and that everyone will choose joy for you. And like, because you're the matriarch, the ruler, and they don't want you to turn into the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. Off with their heads. But it's not in that way. It's out of love. Excuse me, out of love and joy that they are all choosing to, like, I don't care. So I like that. Yeah, respect. So the messages from them, though, your future soulmate, true love, is the Magician card, and I like that. It's someone that's very. Did you see her? I love when they have like this rooster on their shoulder. There's something, and I forget, because I read in the book a long time ago, because I was like, what is that on? But it's something. But they are. It's like this wake up. The rooster wakes up and announces to everyone, and there's this energy that's going forward. But I like this because it is them stepping forward, them, you know, initiating. It's very divine masculine energy where they're very much action oriented, and they don't just, they're active and pursuing what they want in life. And of course, that would be you as well when that happens. And it's a great energy there. It's just very fiery, very vibrant in a positive way. Let's see what these other cards are. We got these two that came out together. Yeah, two more. So three major arcana. So they do make a significant impact here. Got the Chariot, which is movement and victory, and the Judgment card, which is like a calling to a higher place. And when we're looking at, three major arcana coming in here, there is, again, Chariot is all about action and movement and decision making and choices. And I like this combo because that Judgment card, I feel like they have good judgment, and they're like, you can trust me. I'm going to make good choices, make good decisions. Um, and they're action oriented, but they don't take action for the sake of action. They're like, you can trust me. We're gonna do things are gonna get done. And but I feel like they got a good head on their shoulders. And so I feel like they want you to know that, with all that. Yeah. What else do we have here? All right. Well, another major arcana with the sun. So victory. Here's that fiery energy again. And the Nine of Wands, more fire. And the Nine of Wands, I like because in this case, with all this combination, I'm feeling like they're saying, I've overcome a lot. I've learned my power. I've learned, you know, how to bridle it, how not to have it just all over the place. I feel like it's like the King of Wands where they can, they're management entrepreneur, but they know how to focus energy, how to focus their passion, and not be like I usually say, like the Knight of Wands, which is like a little chihuahua running around humping everyone's legs. They're like, whatever, I don't need that. That's just, it's a waste of energy. It's And so I like that kind of commitment and that kind of maturity that comes in here. So I like those, and I feel like they just need you to know that I am, like super faithful. I don't, being going all over the place. It's like, what is that? That's empty, relationship and everything that comes with it. You build things together, not, betray one another. So I like that. Um, yeah, and there's just like all this, like I feel like that dad and maybe uncles and brothers did a lot of that stuff, and he just saw how it hurt people, and he was like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be the source of that, and it's stupid." He just has this kind of thing with it. Yeah, so interesting. And then, will he get along with your daughters and family? Yeah. I feel like, the Page of Cups here is about, heightened emotion, and happy emotion, so, they do get along here. The 5 of Pentacles is an interesting card to come up here, but it makes sense too because this is about, um, the fears of lack and the fears of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold, and I feel like that's, like, your children, and their families, like your daughters and families, they're just kind of like, "Can we trust you?" Where I feel like there's like they have like this period of, "Well, let's see if you stay around," because I feel like that fear of abandonment, that fear of rejection kind of goes back to their earlier childhoods, and they're like, we're not gonna go there till we are like, all right, we feel you're here to stay, and then and then it just floods. So I feel like there's this, period of judgment and not really judgment, but observation from all of them. They don't trust men easily. Okay, well that makes sense. so so I feel like after that, then it's like boom, it just opens up. And then what was the other one? There was oops, sorry, let me scroll up here a little bit. And then will your family like him? So they'll get along, and will they like him? That's different, right? So let's take a look here and see what they have here. All right. You know, again, with this, they have the 5 of Pentacles. This is the 5 of Cups. They just need to get past some of their own emotions. Um, but I feel like they do in the long run. You have the Knight of Cups, the movement of emotion, and the not the Knight, but the King of Swords. Very intelligent, um, very, I feel like they see that his wisdom, and I feel like they're like, okay, but I feel like they have to get over some of their emotions. Again, there's this period of, um, we accept him, and we're glad that he, he loves you and you love him, and they like how he treats you, and they're just like, but eventually I like that his wisdom and his intelligence and his advice and his awareness, his overall what he can bring, he helps them, and that makes them all okay. And that's that Knight of Cups. He moves them emotionally by his mind and his intellect and wisdom. And I like that. It's like, wow, okay. And so that's cool. I can see them helping your family with different things, and and then they just start going like, "Wow, you're kind of a handyman to have around," you know, because they're like, "Oh no, this is happening to our furnace or whatever," and they're like, "I can come over and take a look at it." I feel like they've got a large range of that divine masculine energy coming in, right? They're like, they know about automobiles, they know about household stuff, the old, kind of handy dandy stuff, which is funny. So they're like, all right, we like him. Because he when there's ever like, "Oh, our basement is flooding," or blah, 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 that he goes, I got you. I got a, a pump, and I've got the water vacuum and blah, 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 blah." And they're just like, "Okay, here we go." You're good at breaking things. Well, it must be designed. See, it's designed, um, that you guys are good at breaking things because that what allows him to show his strengths. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, yeah, so I like that. Alright, and that's for that one, and then let's take a look here at your, sticker, so thank you for your additional donation. Any messages regarding your current workplace, when you'll leave, and when you'll leave and when? I think you meant why, I think, 'cause I feel like I've heard that kind of a question before. The when and the whys. Alright, so your workplace, right? And then when will you leave? And that's kind of the why right there, but we'll take a look here. What do we got here? Yeah, I mean, you've got the justice card on the bottom. So the the justice card is this, seeing things from a higher perspective, cutting away small t truths. And I feel like it's like with the job, you're really seeing things differently than you had before. I feel like there's this, um, things that have bothered you, and things that you're like, that irritate you, and different things. You're starting to see beyond those things and see like, well, everyone has their own dreams. Everyone has their own desire to be loved, right? And every moment is either an expression of love or a cry out for love. And I feel like when that kind of sinks in, that um you start to see this workplace a little differently. And I feel like that's an important piece that's happening, because if you don't, do this, um, now, wherever you go, it's just going to follow you. And so I feel like there's this little period of time here where there's a lot of clarity that's coming in, where you're like, okay, you know what? That what people's actions are not personal, to me, they're personal for them, because it is out of fear. We do stupid things when we're in fear. We'll watch out for ourselves and throw everyone else under the bus when we're in that fight or flight mode, right? It's when we have the we're that 2-year-old little child, and then I got my little kitty, my little I like my cat shirts because it's reminders for me of our cat mind. When we're in fear, we're, or attacking or running away. And so when we experience the hissing at work, we're like, oh, okay, here's the cat mind. Meow. And, then it's like, okay, they're in fear. So if I go into fear, there's just going to be a cat fight. But if I, realize this is them in fear, then that, nurturing mother energy kicks in, and you're like, "What's wrong, honey? Are you okay? What can I help you with?" It feels like there's something going on, and they're like, What? What?" And then I feel like there's this change, and it's funny because I feel like right when you start to go, "You know what? I could stay here and whatever," and then you get called away with the judgment card. Your higher self then opens the door and calls you to a new place. So there we go, right? The when and the why kind of come in here. It's like, the when has to do with how much you put into, transforming and going over those things so that you can be like, all right, because it's like if you're going to go to another planet, you decide what you're taking with you. Well, it's like this going to a different career or a different job, a different source of income. It's like, if I don't look at these my triggers and look at these emotions that are coming up within me, the monkey's on my shoulder, the monkey's going with me. It's not staying where I'm at. That's why, sometimes I'll have, many of and all of us really, I mean, we'll go from job to job, relationship to relationship, and we're like, why, why does this keep repeating? And it's like, well, because wherever we go, there we are. And there's a common denominator. It's like, oh, it's like going from a job to a job and going, they never respect me. They never, um, reward me, recognize me for the job I do, and they just take me for granted. And every job I go to ends up doing that. Well, it's because it's a mirror and it's showing me, and I can start asking myself, how am I not recognizing my worth? How am I taking myself for granted? And then we're like, wow. And then these things, yeah, like you said, wow, these things change, these things transform, and then they stop happening. Same thing with relationships, right? Why do I keep choosing people who disrespect me? Oops. I'm like, well, not, it's not an oops. It's like, oh, it's more like that, right? I'm disrespecting myself. How am I disrespecting myself? Because there was, who was it? Someone on Instagram I saw as I was flying by. It was like, you can change the mirror over and over and over and look at different mirrors, but if the person looking in the mirror isn't changing, the reflection isn't changing either. And it was like a wow. So I like this. So you're gonna, you're able to work through these things and and have this go, okay, so what, my emotions are mine, my triggers are mine. What's upsetting me? It's a setup for us to realize this trigger so I can transform it and question it. So I like that. Yeah, you have the 7 of swords. So here's the pretty much reaffirming here. It's the us becoming aware of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that cheat me out of opportunities, that deceive me, and or what is it? Betray me, my own thoughts, right? So let's see what else we have here because we kind of answered the questions. Yeah, we got the 6 of Wands and the Emperor. So when you're ready, you'll know when you're ready because the Emperor will stand up and they are this it's Aries new beginning energy where we decide, okay, you know what? I know what I want and here's my plan and I'm putting energy into it and I'm making things happen. I'm letting everyone else's opinions and advice take a back seat and I'm going to decide what I want for my empire, the emperor, right? And so that they can do that. You have the 6 of Wands, which is victory and movement, and so you it's that you're heading towards something, not running away from something. And there's a difference in that. If you're at a job and you're like, I just got to get out of here, it's like you're just going to another job that ends up sprouting the same thing. And I got to get out of here. We keep doing that, right? But this will be different because you'll feel like, well, I could stay here and be fine, but you know what I really want to do with my life? I want that. And this is that calling, that there's your higher self is calling you to somewhere that is more aligned with your soul, your heart, makes your heart sing, makes your heart dance. It fits more into you um, um, expressing the unconditional love in your heart with the world in your own special, unique way. Yeah. And you will. The Wheel of Fortune it's for you. You see that this new opportunity opens up and it's for you. The Hanged Man is transformation, so it's worth the wait because the transformation is what helps that. And here's, I mean, two major arcana: the Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged Man. It is about um, you know the caterpillar turning into the butterfly and heading off to do something new and something exciting. Um, and it's because you've transformed that you have different desires. And this is what you're in right now, is facing the, all right, so this conflict I have isn't out here. Life just is out here. Conflict happens in here, really in here, but within ourselves. And that's where we can resolve the conflict by questioning, what am I fearing? When that person acts like a 2-year old, what am I fearing? You know, and it's like, yeah, what am I fearing? And then the triggers and the emotions that pop up is what we can use to transform. So I like it. I like it, and that's what they have for you now, yeah? So thank you again for your dual donations, I appreciate that. All right. And then HTTPS, you were up next, so thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like, and you asked, "Whatever comes out," and then you also asked for predictions for next week. Um, did you want, is that like your free one, or did you want to add that into your reading right now? Okay, gotcha. Yep. All right. I know you're psychic, bruddaZEN. Shouldn't you just know? I'm just kidding. I assumed. I felt it. All right. I tell you, I'm in a goofy mood. I tell you. All right. So let's see whatever comes out for you for this one. And thank you for your donation. If all right. So what does Spirit want you to know here? I want that one and that one. All right. Alrighty. So you got the Ace of Wands. You also have the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck with the Death card too, with endings and beginnings, which here's all the beginnings. So you have something ending and something beginning here that of course is positive, because for beginnings there usually are endings, right? Because eventually if we just have only beginnings, then it's like, always having stuff come into your home but nothing leaving. Sooner or later you're a pack rat. You're a hoarder. So we do let things go in our life, and so something's coming. We'll see what it is here. You got two cards, two cards, two cards, and then one card, one card. So let's see what this is about here. Yeah, and again, endings and beginning kind of energy. You got a 10. Is that the 10 of Pentacles, I think? Yeah, because I get the pentacles on the sides of the boat. So you do have the 10 of Pentacles and the Magician. So here's that Ace of Wands energy and the 10 of Pentacles with this out, something in the outside world moving. But it brings abundance. It's so funny. You get the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, and then you get the Magician and the 10 of Pentacles, which is abundance coming in here. And so I feel like, in they're reminding me, you asked about finances and different things, and I feel like they're just both, like high-fiving you that you've been changing your focus to gratitude about your abundance, and then also just a nice reminder that the more you do it, the faster it comes in and the more it changes. So whatever we focus on the most is what comes in. And something that I've done that they're reminding me is like, and I talk about it a lot, I know, but it's so good. A cell phone is a wonderful way to change a habit. And the more often we do something, the more we change our habit, but also the more we draw things in. And so, like on my cell phone, I'll do, like, for every waking hour, a silent vibrating alarm that just says, gratitude. And then in that moment, whatever I'm wanting to focus on being grateful for and to grow in my life, then I do that. And I'm just like sincerely grateful for something. And then before you know it, wow, it just happens. um, and it's true. I mean, it actually does happen and does work. So I like that reminder there for you. Um, you've also got the Four of Cups and the Three of Swords. So they're, it's interesting that I feel like the Four of Swords combo here. So, because I feel a peace of mind, four is emotional stability, and the three is like our fears and our fear of disappointment, our fear of heartbreak, these, expectations that are in here. And so when we focus on our fears, then that's what we draw in. But when we have this emotional stability, then it's like this combination. It just has this wonderful peace that just comes into our brain. And I feel like this is like the I guess advice of, this is how you can come to this place of not being so busy in your brain, but it brings calm that comes in here. Starts with emotional calmness. So, whatever you do, if you have a meditation practice or if you do, any kind of, whatever calms you, a walk, painting, working out, going for a long walk in nature, herbal teas, whatever it is, a combination of things too. It's bringing when your emotions calm, then this calmness comes in here, and it also allows us to really concentrate. When we have a lot of fear, will keep us out of our creativity. It also keeps us, looping and drawing in things that are related to it too. Let's see what else these are here. Yeah, another four. And another 10. Um, not a 10, but a ending and beginning with the World card. And this is all about ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. And it brings the Four of Pentacles, which is a solid foundation in the outside world, a solid foundation in finances. It's the outside world is the four walls. It feels secure, it feels stable, or like four huge legs on a table. It's a very solid foundation. And so there is this changing of habit. Just feels like it's here because it'll change everything. And if we can make our habit be that, and I think it'll be in one of the future podcasts because I've recorded several in advance, and it's the power of gratitude. It's one of our superpowers that my podcast will talk about. And I do talk about the gratitude journal in there, which is an amazing thing because, at first I heard gratitude journal. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. It's like so overdone. But I'm like, fine, I'll do it. I'm just going to do it for 30 days and not repeat anything for 30 days. And then the energy and the change is just over 30 days in my attitude, and you start to see things differently, and then your life starts to becoming abundant. And I'm like, I'm going to continue to do this past 30 days. And I'm like, I'm not going to put a date to it. I'm just going to do it until I'm done. I'll know when I'm done. And continuing not to repeat anything that I was grateful for. And 5 months almost that I went. And I didn't stop because I didn't have anything new to be grateful for. It just became such a regular part of my life. My habit had changed, over that repetition. And you can do it more. Like I did it once a day, but you can like do it 2 times a day, 3 times a day, every hour, whatever you feel you want to do, and how fast you want to change and draw things in. Whatever we focus on the most is what we draw in. So I just feel like that's, an important thing for you here. So there you go. Blah blah blah. You also have the Five of Cups, which this is one of the turned ones here. And the Five of Cups here is like, a movement of emotion too. It transforms things, these feelings of low vibration, of lack, of um, just you know, betrayal and different things of where we feel like we've been let down and this is happening to me, all these lower vibrational emotions, the more we focus on that higher gratitude, we have less time we're focusing on those things. We stop growing those, and that is that transformation of emotion that comes with it all too. Yeah, that brings you, I was gonna say, it brings you to like joy. And here you have the 10 of cups, which is the joy, 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 joy card. Let's see if I can get it to focus that close here. Come on. You can kind of see it. There's a lot of people cheering with cups. It's joy, it's fulfillment, it's overflowingness. And so I like this energy. And then now I know why they waited on the lover's card is the emotional choice we make each moment too that comes in. It's just very powerful energies that are within our place here. Yeah, and then underneath that, the King of Pentacles, and then the Empress. So you've got all these abundance and harvest cards that are, underneath the under the bottom of the deck with this change of focus on gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. It'll start with changing your outside world, and then I feel like that's just like a springboard. Then you're gonna just see how your focus of energy and how you create new habits and how you um I mean it's like Harry Potter learning magic spells. They're like, I didn't even realize I was magical. And then you're just like, wow. And then you just really step into your power. And I feel like this is it's not something new, but I think it's something that's heightened and upgraded for you at this time in your life. So I feel like that's their message for you. Right. So that's what they got for you for that. So thank you so much for your donation there, HTTPS. Very grateful. All right. And hey, Supernova, Nova, 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 you are up. So thank you for your multiple donations here. We'll start off with the shade, the uh, sunglasses. Let me see here. Let me just see. Did I? And I don't see questions yet. No, but let me scroll up just in case there was any up above. All right. You're very welcome, HTTPS. All right. So Nova, don't see any questions. So if you're still awake, I know she's in Australia on the other side of the planet here. I'm just going to take pictures of these so I don't forget. And that way I'll just keep checking. And if you throw a question down, we'll jump to it. Otherwise, I think that's the end of the donations for right now. So I'm going to scroll up and we will start on the free readings. So, Starfall, you are up first for the free readings. And someone under did Leo follow you to KU last Thursday, or was it just a weird coincidence he was there? Oh, stalker. No, I'm just kidding. Let's take a look here. So, tell us about Leo. Did he follow you or what? All right. I don't feel like they were. We've got the 9 of swords is like the fears and the balancing with this King of Cups. They balance between the head and the heart. So I don't feel like there's um that it would I think it was just a coincidence that he was there too. It wasn't like this intentional thing because, the 9 of swords is more about self-reflection, self-thoughts, and to themselves. So that hermity and balance, head and heart kind of thing, I just feel like they were doing their thing and trying to figure, things out for themselves. So that it was just you're like, oh, hey, how did you get here? So definitely a coincidence. That's funny, but it happens. Well, I mean, it's a coincidence for the human, right? There's always a reason, there are no really coincidences, but the human Leo W didn't have the intention, although spirit always does because they bring, nothing's by accident. We're like, we come across someone's path, we're like, all right, so what did this bring up? What did it show about you? Was there any fears that rose up or any concerns? Those are happened for you. So it's not a coincidence in the grand scheme, but they had no idea that they were being used as a prop for you for your experience. They just were like, go here, okay, I'll go there, and then there they are. So that's what they have for you, Starfall. So many blessings to you. All right. All right. So we'll jump down here. All right, Nelia, thank you so much for your additional donation. So we'll jump it down and take care of that, and then we'll go back to the free readings if we do not have any other donations. Yeah, absolutely. So that's good to know, right? Starfall. All right. So Nelia, thank you again. Any messages regarding your new future home? When will you move? Why? And whom will you live with you? All right, let's take a look here. All right. All right. So we got those. All right. So we have the sun card coming in here. And so, the it's victory, it's brightness, it almost feels like the chariot card with that them riding the sun chariot on there. But, it's important for you because there's also this child energy that comes in with this here of, you know, let it be something that you really want and how you want it, where you want it. And it's like, it's not about convenience. It's not about, this or that or whatever. It's like, what do I want my home to look like? What do I want my home? Because I almost feel like this will be the like this is going to be the house. It's going to be it. That's going to, be happening there. So let's see what else comes in here, though. Yeah, you have the Nine of Cups. What is the dream come true? The dream house. And so they're definitely saying that here, and then here's the nine, the hermit's journey. So I feel at first, um, you will move into it alone. Let me see what this other card is here. Knight of Swords, yeah. So Knight of Swords is movement of thought and belief and mindset. So I feel like that you're kind of going to be alone here until you move into this dream house, right? And it almost feels like it's going to be with, and I'll look at these other cards here, but I feel like it's going to be with your future love that you guys move into the dream house together. And that's why I feel like it'll take some time. And actually this isn't even the hermit, but I saw the hermit. This is the nine of wands, but it is hermit energy, the nines anyway. But it's like there's this block that keeps you from going there until this Knight of Swords. This Knight of Swords is new thinking, new clarity that comes in, because sometimes, of course, we'll be like, all right, well, it has to have this and it's supposed to have this and should have this and blah 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 blah. And these are all these opinions until we are like, what do I want? What would I want in a home? What's important to me? And that's what's important to everyone else, and it's like, you know, this is what we're wanting to do and to be. Yeah. Oh, your daughters live with you. Yeah, and so there's like this changing of thought, changing of things, and I like that because I feel like you'll end up moving into a dream home, and maybe you'll just leave your home to, you know, the daughters or whatever, and go, I'm going to my dream home just with my love, right? But let's see here. We'll see what happens here too. Yeah, because you've got the world card, ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures, the Three of Wands, changing direction with new information. So I like this, that, you know, I feel like you've been having such a long, like, all of your life has been about I gotta have room for my kids, and has to have this, it's gotta be functional, blah, 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 da, 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 da. There's so much of this, that it's always been for everyone else, that you've kinda, in over time, lost what you're wanting, right? And you just are like taking what everyone else wants into consideration, sacrificing or even forgetting what you wanted, because there was like, well, I can't. It's like wanting a sports car, a two-seater, like, that's my favorite car, but with three children, no, because it's against the law to put them in the trunk. So, they're going to argue over who gets to sit in the seat and who has to ride in the trunk. And so it's like, okay, so I need a larger car, until you get to the point where you're like, okay, I don't um, need to do that anymore. Everyone has their own lives. They get to make their own decisions, but now I get to choose for me. And with your love, I feel like you guys will choose together, when that comes here. Yeah, because here comes that here comes that Empress again. Here's the Empress sitting, the new birthing, the new creativity, the being that empress on the throne, the matriarch. I get to go decide what I want. And the Six of Swords is movement of thought and belief and mindset, leaving behind old ways of thinking, moving from choppy waters to calmer waters, even across waters. If depending on where you live, that Six of Swords can be where you actually go over and live across on the other side of water. It could be a lake or a river, could be an ocean, or whatever too. So it's like, what is your dream? And I feel like that's, the thing to do is that I feel like, yeah, because didn't we get the sun with for from them, that fiery sun that they are? So I do feel like it's with them, and and then you get to choose where it is that where you guys are wanting to have your estate, your home, the castle for the Empress. So I like that. So the when is going to be when you meet, and the why and the whom. So I think we kind of covered them all there. So I like it. I like it. So that is what is coming in for that. And I feel like if you just start a journal and start just discovering what it is that I want in a home, picture yourself living just with your love, and that they're like very easygoing, and they're like, I can fix anything. We move into a house, you want something, they're the handyman, right? You want that wall out? I'll take that out. You want a wall there? I'll do that. You want a sunroom? I'll build it. What else? What else, honey? You're like, all right. So I just feel like there's this time that you can do now, is just start a journal of some sort, like, okay, and then just start getting pictures and clippings and different ideas, and you just start putting them in a little book of my dream home, and what is it, and let it evolve, let it change. It's like you're ending an old way of looking at home and looking at a new way. So I like that. So that's what they got for you. I like it. All right. And thank you again for your donation. Hey, Nova. Hello, hello. All right. So number 104. And thank you so much for your multiple donations. Let's take a look here. and see what do you need to know right now. All right. You need to know that. You need to know that. You need to know that. All right. Let's see what we have here. Hey, Infinity. Hello, hello. All right. So, Nova, on the bottom of the deck, you've got the Four of Pentacles. Four Pentacles does represent a solid foundation in the outside world. It's physical stability. And I feel like just that you need to know that your body, medical disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional, but just it feels like your body, your human body physically is becoming more stable for you. And I like that. It just feels like there's this, there's like, and it's step by step, it just be patient. It's getting better and better and better. Your body's strengthening and strengthening. You're getting a solid foundation. We'll see what else they want you to know about this right here. So you got three cards and then one card and one card. Let's see what these three cards are. Yeah, and you get another four. So you've got this mental stability coming into. Yay, right? Because you got the four of swords. All three cards are swords. You got the seven of swords and the nine of swords, and then the four of swords. And I like the four of swords being there because the seven of swords is becoming aware of, and this has to do with body, your beliefs around your body, your thoughts, the your thoughts and beliefs that um, cheat your body out of things that um, hurt your body. There's the seven of swords. It's the deceiver, the deceptive thoughts. And so there's and the nine of swords is good too, because nine is endings and beginnings. 10 is when it's the ending and beginning, but the nine is the okay, I'm done. I'm in the process of ending these thoughts and beliefs and these fears that impact my body. And the four of swords is about the mental stability that and it's about connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm that allow you to see things differently from a place of unconditional love for your body and who you are. And so I like this message about being kind to your body, treating your body like it's a separate child of yours, and that you to show it that you love it by how you treat it. And I like this. You got these two stable cards coming in. Let's see what these other two are here too. Queen of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of yourself like a mother would a child that it loves, not that it hates, not the evil stepmother from Cinderella or whatever, but like it treat it like it's something that you love, and I like that. And you have the Two of Pentacles, yeah. So balancing of the outside world. So balance is important here when it comes to your physical body and your physical world. But I feel like they're really zeroing in on your human body. Balance, stability is such an important piece of all that. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what I feel that they want you to know right now. Right. So that's what they have for you for question number one. And of course, you have three more to go. So whenever you are ready for your next one, just pop it down below and we will jump to it. And Infinity, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that some love and a like here. You want messages from RM regarding your connection. All right. Let's give these a shuffle. That's what we got going on here. So, what messages from RM? Okay. Got those. That one. That one. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right. Well, I did. You guys heard me shuffle. You also have the Four of Pentacles on the bottom of your deck. But the Four of Pentacles here is, for you is like this stability, this feeling of, I don't know, just it feels like the outside world is just stable between the two of you. That's the message is, I'm good. It's just like there's this, it's almost to the point of stagnancy though, right? It just feels like, well, it's stable, but you're like, yeah, but do we want just that? I would like to have activity and movement of the outside world, where this just feels like, um, kind of energy that comes in with all this here. Nope, nope, Andrea, I see your question up there. And for anyone that's waiting on free readings, and sorry to interrupt your your reading here, Infinity. But anyone that's waiting for free readings, I do honor donations first, and I do prioritize those. I did one free reading, Starfall, but I have I go and do those first, and then when I'm done, I go back to the top of the free readings and make my way down. So you're still quite a ways down the list there, but I do see your question, so I'll get to it sometime today. If not in the next hour, I'll come back in after that, after I have time with my praying mantis members and eating, and I will come back. So it might just be a little bit. But if you want yours prioritized, a donation of any kind, we'll also do that. All right. So, Infinity, so you got this kind of stability that almost feels a little stagnant, and then you got 3 cards, 2 cards, 1 card, 1 card, and it's like a countdown, but it's like 3, 2, 1, 1. It's almost like, on the count of 0, we're going to jump, right? So it's like, all right, 3, 2, 1, 1 and a quarter, 1 and a half, whatever he used to do. And it's like, all right, what's the delay? I feel like there's this delay. I don't know why. Well, they know why. I'm just telling you what they're telling me, right? So let's take a look here and see what is happening here. So you do have the 3 cards. You have the Tower card, which of course I love these giant dragon, but it's the, trusting that whatever is for us um, won't pass us by. But if something gets removed out of our life, that we can trust that it's being also removed for us, that it will allow a space to be there for something that's more aligned with our higher self and where we're wanting to head and what we're wanting to do, right? It's always for us. There's the 4 again. We have the 9 of Wands, which is, there's like this barrier that's keeping things from moving forward, and the Queen of Cups. So there's a little bit of, I feel like you have some intuition on some things that are coming up, but the Queen of Cups does have, she's the master of emotion. So there's a lot of emotion, a lot of things flowing below the surface, I feel, with this RM. And I just feel like there's known and unknown emotion that has to do with your connection, and a lot of emotion that does not. That's just, it's like there's a sea below in their subconscious down below, just a lot of stuff, like they would stuff their emotions like a lot, like they don't express emotion. No, everything's fine, and you're just like, all right. Because you can sense there's emotions, you can sense this with your this empathic ability that you have, and I feel like you can feel all this, but you're like, if you say there's not, you're not freaking out or this or that, whatever, but you're like, but I know better, I can feel it. But they've been taught to stuff their feelings, and I just feel like there's this barrier that's there, right? Yeah, and you got the energy here of balance with the Star card and the King of Pentacles. And again, here's this energy of, the King of Pentacles, earth energy, very grounded, the ruler over earth energy. And so they have this ability to be solid and a solid foundation, but it's like, but the star is like the star represents a lot of things, but the star has like this, um, you know, this energy of, there's like 7 stars. It's the balancing of the chakras, and there's balance kind of energy to it. And that's why I feel like when you contain a dream too tightly, then we can kill it. It's like, the star card is like a candle, if you have a candle like in a glass, a glass little, thingamajig. I don't have one here, I don't think. But and if you put something over top of it, not your hand, you'll burn your hand, but if you put something over top of it, it eats up the oxygen where eventually there's nothing for it to keep it going and it goes out. And I feel like there's this connection energy that it's like, if you keep this too contained and too stable, you're going to kill it. I feel like it's like your message to them. It's like your concern. It's like you're like, this isn't moving. And I feel like if it doesn't, that you're, going to snuff out the flame. I kind of feel with that energy. Yeah, and more pentacles. So 8 of Pentacles, is about putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, and the movement here. This brings in this like a caterpillar going into a cocoon too, where, when two caterpillars are like, hey, let's go in and let's go do this, right? And so we go into the cocoons, we're transforming, and you pop out, you're like, I'm a butterfly. And then you're like, hey, what? Knock, knock, knock. I feel like they're still in their cocoon. You're like, hey, are you gonna come out of there? You stay in there too long, you're just gonna you're gonna die of some sort of mutant butterfly in there. And at some point, it's like, I've got to go fly. I can't wait for you to come out of your cocoon anymore. I got things to do. I got to go do butterfly things. And I'm not going to waste these beautiful wings just sitting here. I'm going to go fly. I'm going to go live my passion. I'm going to do things. Right. And I feel like this is where we're kind of headed toward if they don't, do some sort of action that comes in here. Right. Yeah, and you've got the Queen of, whoops, there you go, a little brighter there. You've got the Queen of Swords coming in here, who is the balancer between the head and the heart. This is you. This is this butterfly, and you are an ideal partner. You're very say collaborative. That's such a corporate word. That's not what I was looking for, but it's a good fit for many people. And I just feel like, because we didn't have the King of Cups anywhere, just that I don't know, like, don't waste too much time waiting is the kind of energy I feel. If they don't come out of that cocoon, then you're like, well, I'm going to go to this butterfly garden where there's wonderful flowers. I'm going to have all this nectar and it's going to be great. So I'll leave a post-it note on the outside of your cocoon. So come find me here if you get out of here. And that's the kind of energy I feel is, there, and that I feel like spirit is saying, you know, you've been evolving, you've been changing, you've been, and if that person can't keep up and they're just stagnant and sitting there and too stable, then it's like, so are you going to do something or not? And I know we fear the answer not, but it's a good answer for us. It's for us, like in like that tower. Because if someone says, well, I don't know. Well, you know what? If you don't know now, then I don't know if you'll ever know. But that's okay. You take whatever time you want to do, but I'm going to go live and you know where to find me. That's the kind of energy I feel coming in. So hopefully that resonates, Infinity, but that's what I feel is coming in. Right. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. All right. So I don't see any other donations. So Nova, if you have your number 2 ready anytime soon, just let me know. Let me just put it down there and I'll jump down. But I'm going to jump up. We had left off. So number 2 for the free readings is Blessed One. You want to ask, what is coming in for you? All right. So what does Spirit want you to know about what's coming in for you here? All right. Woohoo. I'd like you got the 9 of swords and the ace of swords. 9 of swords is already, like, dealing with your fears and your nightmare and your insomnia or whatever, facing your fears, endings and beginnings that come in with that. And the ace of swords right there, which is the beginning of new thought, new belief, a lot of clarity about your life and a lot of things that are been triggering and popping up that you're been looking at going, "Why does this bother me? Why does this scare me? What am I afraid of? What's holding me back?" Blah, 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 right? All those good things. And they've been popping up and you've been really thinking about some of them, and some come and go and come and go, but some of them will keep showing up, and it's like a little kid going, "Mom, mom, 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 mom," that drives mothers crazy. That's sometimes our inner child will do that because there's something that they want us to overcome. And I like that. You have the Ace of Swords, which gives you the ability to connect to the higher realms, see things from a higher perspective, from a place of unconditional love. And it's a double-edged magical sword that helps us transform a lower vibrational beliefs that are rooted in fear and helps us transform them into higher vibrational wisdom and knowledge that way too. So I like that this is coming in here for you. There's this change, this transformation that's happening, and release and some freedom that's happening. So I like this ending and beginning of some thinking, some long held beliefs that have really kept you feeling trapped and imprisoned. And now you're having this freedom that comes in. So I like that for you. Right. That's what their little message for you right now, blessed one. So many blessings to you. And then Day Sturgis, you are up next. So a general reading. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has here for you. What does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. So I feel like this moon that's coming up here, we've got a full moon, right? I think we have a full moon. We've got to have some sort of full moon happening in the calendar here. Whatever you do have a full. We have a full moon because we just had a new moon, right? Well, anyway, but the next full moon, whenever it is, you get to do some homework. But we do have this, the full moon energy is going to be significant for you, and the two of wands that's coming with it is, being aware of our energy anyway is always good, but this coming full moon is just going to be so important for you. And, whoops, I'm just dropping things. I gotta look at it now because we just doesn't it come up here? Yeah, full moon here on the 21st. Full moon, yeah, it's our second full moon in Capricorn too. So sorry, it'll bug me until I pick it up. So it is, some great energy about movement and clarity, but I just feel like this is a great opportunity for you to really use this full moon energy to transform some things. You have the Knight of Cups too. So with all this emotional energy that happens, there's a lot of release that can happen with this moon because Capricorn is the ruled by Saturn, which is the taskmaster, which is the work, 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 release, release, challenge old ways of thinking, and then there's reward that comes. And I feel like because of some change of thinking and some looking at stuff that, this energy that you can get at this full moon that's coming up, so releasing. You can even look at, we just had, this is what, every once in a while we'll have like two full moons after each other that are the same. Like this, I think last year was two Aquarius. This year we have two Capricorn right after one another. So if you look back at the last full moon and you can kind of look at that day and go, well, what can that tell me about what happened on that day? Because this one, a couple hours later, it goes into Aquarius. So it's a little different than the last. I think it was like smack right in the middle of Capricorn, but it's a powerful time for you. So Definitely kind of sit with that Capricorn energy and see what is it that you can release. How can you use this full moon energy as you're coming up for that? And I will have a Capricorn full moon pick a card that will be either within a week or so before that, which will talk about the release ceremonies and the things that come in with that too. So be sure to keep a lookout for that. All right, so that's what they have for you, Day Sturgis. So many blessings to you. All right, my mouse will work. There we go. All right. So continue moving down the list. So Nelia, we're to your free reading. So you would like a general reading. All right. So Nelia, let's take a look here and see what does Spirit wants you to know right now. That one and then that one and then that one. Oh, these are supposed to be 2-card ones, but you donate a lot. So it's okay. So you got the Temperance and the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. I like this. They're letting you know here that it's okay to take your time and really get to know who you really are with this 3 of Pentacles. It's being true to your authentic self. And, we talked about how with a home, you're like you've always gave up, because you're taught this as mothers too, that we sacrifice everything for our children. And then when they get older, then I'll get what I want. Maybe if I not sacrifice myself for my grandchildren and my great grandchildren, right? But this is a period of time of awakening and discovering who it is you truly are. Because you might have felt like I've been a mother all my life, and now it's like, well, who am I outside of all that? And I feel like you're defining yourself by it. Yeah, you have the 5 of Pentacles, which you're overcoming these feelings of lack. Let's see what these other ones are. Yeah, and then here comes the stability. Here's the home. So it's about money. It's about what do I want possession wise, and the 4 is what do I want home wise, and yeah, and the 6 of Swords. What do I want? Yeah, 4, 5, and 6. It's like 3, 4, 5, 6. It's unfolding when you put them all in order there. And it is about what are my thoughts? What are my beliefs? What do I want? And what's my opinion about things? And who do I want to be? What do I want? It's like a big reflective time going, I know all my children are here and they're going to have their own lives and they're going to go do their own things. And especially when I find love and I want to go, be true to me, then they're going to have their own stuff to do and I'm going to let them be whoever they want to be. But who am I? And I feel like this is a big time here to really figure out your own identity and that you get to have it back, right? Yeah, and that's normal. I mean, everyone kind of goes through trying to fit in, and out of uh, praise and punishment, we alter ourselves trying to fit into who all these people are telling us that we're, supposed to be and should be, that's coming in there. And oh, sorry, Brenda. My gosh. Um, so that's normal. Brenda, I thought I had 4 from Supernova, but you were right in the middle of all those. So I did not get to you. I'll get to you right now, though. I will jump to you because I had started on the free readings, and I'm so sorry. Or it's perfect timing because you're back now. So so we will jump to yours, Brenda. We got the little unicorn that should have jumped out at me, but thank you for your donation. And you want about love for today in general, dates and such. All right. So thank you so much. Well, thank you. you know, Someone has to keep a rein on me sometimes. Brenda, pay attention. All right. So let's take a look here. Love for today, dates and such in general here. All right. All right. What's happening? What's going on in your life here, Brenda? My goodness. We got the Knight of Wands, so there's a lot of movement of passion that comes in here, at least a desire for it, you know. So I don't know if you have a date that you have today, but they are howling at the moon. I feel they've got a lot of uh, passionate energy that's flowing here. Very hot blooded, very, you know, oozing this passion with this Knight of Wands. You know, we talk about it. It's like a little chihuahua going around humping people's legs, but I don't feel like they're that extreme here. Oh, oh, okay. So, yeah, I feel like here, well, I mean, there is a lot of fast movement, a lot of passion here. So I guess that maybe is Eric, right? Okay. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. And Eric and you went into a relationship. Okay. Yeah, you've got the Nine of Wands. So here's more energy, more passion, more fire going on. Let's see what else is in here. You got the Ten of Swords, which is letting go of expectations, letting go, Eric is fire. Yeah. So there is this barrier. Let me see. I just want to see what all these are here. We got the Five of Pentacles, which is these feelings of lack and abandonment. Let's see what else we have here. We got the Judgment card, which is being able to step away and see things from a higher perspective with all this that's coming in here. So I there is this, you know, and we'll see what these other two cards are here in a sec, but so with all this gatherings and all this stuff, it does feel like there's this barrier that's there with this Nine of Wands. And the Ten of Swords is like a lot of expectations and being like, okay, you know what? I I need to be able to yeah, I don't care about them, just your friends, right? Yeah. And it's like the Ten of Swords is like a lot of expectations, a lot of things like this, and these, and they have a lot of fears of lack, of not having enough, not being enough, and so there's just like this barrier that's here that just it feels like almost like we're in and looking in the window from the outside, and I feel like that's going to be some of the energy today. But that's why I like this Judgment card. And like, I'm glad you don't care because that's what I feel like you need to do to have a good time and not worry about, that's all your guys' stuff, not mine. And not worry and just be yourself. And however everyone decides, and there are all these different expectations everyone has for themselves and others and everything else. It just feels like you know, again, looking in a window of someone's house and you just see drama and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to sit out here on the front porch. Can you just bring me a coffee? I'm not going to go in there. I'm going to sit out here and just watch the show. I'm not going to get involved in it. And so I like this energy, because, with that 10 of swords, just that I feel like you're just like, I am not going to try to live up to anyone else's expectations. I got to be me. Their fears are their own, and I'm going to just look at things from a different perspective and know that if you saw a bunch of 2-year-olds fighting among themselves, you know, and they lunge something at you, then you're not going to take it personally, right? And I feel like that's the kind of energy. We'll see what these other two things are here. Yeah. Because you've got your wish, your dream come true that you don't need to sacrifice with the star card. And it's a balancing card too, staying balanced in the situations today. Eight of Cups is not being afraid to leave behind emotions and relationships that don't serve you, right? That you don't need to invest your energy in all of these emotional things that are unfolding. And So I like this being okay with not it's like being very particular on where you invest your emotional energy. That's a good way to say it. Because it's like, no, I'm going to invest my energy in my dream and balancing things and, whatever's going on there is none of my concern. I don't need to be accepted or fit in or whatever. I'm going to be me, and everyone else's emotions are their own, but I get to own where I invest my emotional energy. And people can invite you to a fight, right? In life, we don't have to accept. People can invite us into drama, and they're like, no, you guys can play charades. I'll just watch. I'm not going to play any games. No, don't need to invest in that. I've got plenty of other things I want to invest my emotional energy in. So, I feel like that's the big piece here. And again, even on the bottom of the deck, you've got this um, the full card and the magician, which is about new beginnings. You got the 0 and the 1, and focusing your energy on and shopping, right? Yeah, it's my journey, my adventure, free of all these expectations, and I'm choosing where I invest my energy. And you've got the 4 of Wands, which is joy and celebration, and the High Priestess, your inner. I'm focusing on my inner world, not all that out there. So I like it for you, and this is good strength. This is good. I like that you have permission if you felt like you didn't have it to I get to choose where I focus my emotional energy and all my energy with that magician. I choose what I grow, no one else. And if people want to grow their drama, they can go right ahead. I'll film it for them if they want. So I like that, Brenda. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Sounds like an interesting day, so enjoy it. and thank you for your patience and getting to your reading there. I see that now. And Nova, you have two left instead of three, like I had thought. In fact, let me grab these separate here now that we did those. So you got your halo and the winky winky one. All right. I feel like if you keep that same type of energy, you go because you can choose joy through all of that. And I just feel like there's like yeah. Yep, living your life, living who you are, and I feel like that energy is for the entire day. So, it's like you choosing joy and celebration. It's up to you. Is everything going to go well? Everything is going to go perfectly according to Creator and Spirit World, but it doesn't matter what's out there. It matters what story we put to it, right? Because we could choose to, no matter what, it's going to be horrible, and we can have a horrible time. I can also choose it's going to be wonderful, and I overlook any kind of bumps in the road, and I'm just like, hey, I'm having fun, and then we have fun. But I can be like, it has to be all this or it's horrible. Well, it's going to be horrible then, because there's no way all that's going to happen. It's you choosing what you're wanting to do and how you're wanting to have it unfold, right? And it's so much in our power that we get to choose it, right? So I don't feel like there's going to be anything super challenging. you know um I feel like it's you know if there's any, like I said, if there's anything like, oh, I wanted that, to eat, no, they didn't have that, I can have that ruin my night if I want. Or I can be like, okay, that is the universe telling me I didn't need that. So instead I'll have that. It's like, okay, whatever, that happens. So I like it. I didn't ask that question, so let's take a look here. Any communication from Eric. Well, you got the Two of Cups on the bottom. So that is them communicating. And I feel like here you got the Seven of Wands, which is, standing up and being seen and shining bright, but not dimming your light. So I feel like there will be communication from them, but you're gonna tell them that you're already busy. Sorry, made plans with my friends. Um, and not to dim your light or to change your plans, right? So, but I feel like there will be communication with the Two of Cups coming in there. Right. All right, my dear. So that's what they have there for you. And let's see here. I do have donations coming in here. Let me just open this up here. There we go. All right, Maria. Hello, hello. You're very welcome, Brenda. So thank you for your donation over on the PayPal. And all right. Checking in with the David. So thank you for that. Let's give these a shuffle. Let's give it two more for good measure here. All right. And take a sip of coffee. All righty. So let's find out what's going on with David today. So, did he think of you? What thoughts did he have of you? Okay. Has anyone asked or he talked to anyone about you? All right. Let's take a look here. And if yes, what were they talking about? All right. So let's find out here. So the overall energy in the bottom is we have the Empress, which is birthing and Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Let's see if I can get it to not be so bright there. Is it just a bright card? No, it's not as bright as it's saying here. But so there is this sensuality and creativity and nurturing and so they see you and I think we talked about it before, that your divine feminine energy. So overall they see you as a very nurturing person. So I see that here. And so were they thinking of you? Well, we got the Queen of Cups, and this emotional, master that's here. And so it's funny, it's like it's intuitive, it almost feels subconscious, like they thought of you subconsciously, but I don't feel like it got up into this recognition of their brain today. That's funny. But I feel like it's like subconsciously there's this processing going on, and we'll see what this is about here. I haven't had that before. That's pretty interesting. And what was processing below the surface here? Yeah, got the King of Swords. Am I overthinking this? And the Nine of Wands, which is this block. You can see like this field that's holding them back, and so they're thinking about what's processing below the surface is, am I overthinking this? Am I overdoing it? Am I over obeying rules? Am I over, what's holding me back? What's keeping things fly? I should have like chopsticks and grab them. But we've got this I don't know, it feels like it's subconscious though. It's like they're ruminating things underneath the surface and they're not like just sitting there, but I feel like it's like they're in the back of their mind, in their subconscious there's this processing of this. So that's interesting, which is good because I feel like that's what's um starting to pop up. I would even doubt like they've been dreaming about work and impacts of things, and because of course they've got this, I don't know, do I want love, but I'm always working and I don't know if I could have someone that I can love at work, and well, what if things go south, and then I have to work with them, and then what if, they bring up and bring charges against me and accuse me of things because they're retaliating and da 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 da. They got all this because I got all this history with HR, right? Let's take a look here at your other questions. Here, has anyone asked or has he talked to you about with anyone here? I don't feel like he has to anyone yet. We've got the Five of Swords, which is battling between their head and their heart, and their King of Cups, which is the balance of their head and their heart. So there's like this, they're trying to work everything out inside before they talk about anyone with it on the outside world, if that makes sense, because it is such a unique subject or situation that they're just like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And let's see, what these other cards are here because they haven't talked to anyone yet. So we do have, them taking their time with the King of Pentacles to be able to express their passion, and I feel like that's kind of their norm anyway. That they don't just leap into stuff. They're just like, they just honor women, and they also honor themselves, where they're just like, sex is sex, passion is passion. I don't I feel like they rushed in, moved quickly in relationships and stuff before, and they're just like, so they like just to, I want to say organically. These corporate words, organically grow into something and allow something to unfold, um, before they. It's almost like they want to make sure before they take any action because it's so hard to undo action, especially when it's someone at work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and here we go. Four of Wands, the joy, happiness, celebration, marriage, all of that kind of stuff. They got a lot of stuff here, on this with this Ace of Swords, which is trying to see things differently, trying to see things from a higher perspective, trying to gain clarity and etc. that come in here too. So, we definitely, there's a lot that they're thinking about, but I feel like, there's a lot of stuff that they're just like, okay, I can't think about that right now. Let me just see how things go. And they keep on coming back to that. It's like, well, it's so involved. I feel like it with this King of Swords, it just fries their brain. They're like, ugh, it's almost like thinking about, well, if you went back in time and you killed yourself, would you disappear? Or would you still exist? Or, you know, or if you killed that person or you did that, what would it do? You're like, oh, it's just too much for my brain. I just got to shut it off. This is what they do. They just kind of go, well, let me just see how it goes. Let me just see how things unfold. Let me just see how life goes. I just can't think about it right now. It's kind of a lot of the energy I'm feeling, but you're definitely there in their subconscious, Miss Empress. All right. So that is what they have for you right now. And thank you again for your donation, Maria. And we'll get to your free question here eventually, probably when I come back. Because I've only got about 20 more minutes before I head off for my praying mantis session. And I'm going to leap backward, back up to the free readings. And we had left off with Happy Pill. So, Happy Pill, a general reading for the whole year till December. Okay. So, we'll give you a very general for that period of time. Well, that's really not a whole lot of time when we think about it, because we've got, it's already the middle of June. Can't believe it. So let's take a look here. So what do they want you to know overall for between now and December here? Nope, not those. All right, there it is. All right. So you do have, yay, you get to learn patience with temperance between now and then. No. We have the Page of Swords, which is about new clarity, new communication, new ways of thinking. And there's quite a bit of transformation that happens. Temperance is, even though it's patience, tempering is also, it's like alchemy, where it's going back and forth between two cups. We start off with the base metal, and each time it goes back to the cups back and forth, it starts changing a little more towards gold. And so they're having this patience, patience, but also this confirmation that things are changing, things are transforming, things are moving, even though sometimes it doesn't seem like it, because you're like, when is it going to turn to gold? And you're like, wait a minute, did I just see a little bit of glitter in there? It's like, yeah, there's little pieces of gold that are starting to happen. And the Page of Swords is like the 11 of Swords in a way. It's an evolution, it's a heightened way of looking at things. It is this transformative energy, because that Ace of Swords that they carry is double edged. It allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, but also allows you to transform some um, beliefs that are rooted in small t truths. Lies, lies, all lies, right? That we're given all these opinions growing up helps us transform it and clarify and cut them away of these limiting beliefs of supposed to's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's that have blinded us and bound us and made us feel trapped and caged. And I just feel like there's this more freer thinking that evolves throughout the rest of this year with all that. And it's worth it. And I just feel like they want you to know that it is happening. It just doesn't sometimes feel like it is, but every time it goes back and forth, it's transforming a little bit more. It's just, to us, because we're always with us, we don't see it. And even if just look at yourself a year ago and you're like, wow, yeah, I've totally changed a lot of my thinking. Well, they're going to take this huge leap between now and the end of the year, too, going to a whole new level of open mindedness. And I like that for you. So that's what's coming in here. And it can be around, like, I feel like it's like every area of your life, too: relationships, jobs, education, body, possession, money. It's just like different perspectives that you're gaining on all that. So I like it. And that's what they have for you, Happy Pill. So many blessings to you. You're very welcome, Maria. I'm happy to do those. I want, my human side wants to give you more, but of course, always yield to spirit and go, what do you want Maria to know right now? Not like everything I want you to be able to know. It's all about their will, not mine. All right. And then Julie, you are up. So what blessings are you attracting in your life? All right, let's take a look here. What blessings are you attracting in your life? All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Wow. Well, you got the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles is like abundant feeling in the outside world. And that is if you're not in a relationship. It's one of my relationship cards. And you got the 6 of Cups too, which 6 of Cups is one of my past life energy cards that comes in. Could be someone from your past in this lifetime, but I feel like it's fresh and it's new for this lifetime. But you do have this energy from past life. So I feel like with this 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups together, it's like you are drawing in your, like a soul. Know that we have tons of soulmates. Even our families are soulmates. They're not romantic usually, but uh, we've got the it's like a soul partner. It's like, someone that is significant for you to interact with in this lifetime, and you're drawing them in here. And it's relationship oriented because of this 10 of Pentacles for me, especially when those two come out together. And you'll know who it is. It's going to be so obvious. The connections we have with past life people, especially when it's has a romantic sauce put on it, for this lifetime. It's like, wow, I joke, you see a rainbow shooting out of their butt and they're glowing. You're like, oh, I think that's them. It's that obvious that we're like, whoa. And it's usually this strong draw between both of us because we're just like, do I know you? You're just like, hey, it's like bumping into a long best friend you haven't seen in a while. But this time I feel like it's romantic, but you're definitely drawing into your life here this heightened feeling of abundance and partnership and fullness of life. And it's sparked with this individual coming across your path and seeing where it unfolds. So I like that for you, Julie. And that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Kritika Malhotra, you are up next. All right. And what is coming in love for you? You feel like there's so many delays in your love life, nothing is happening. Yeah, when that happens, when we feel like there's delays, you know, we're you're not wrong, because when we're realizing it, going, why do I feel like, everything, it's like I'm in the middle of a desert, and it's like spirit's like, well, your soul wanted to slow things down so that we're able to raise our love vibration, right? We're able to, because if we continue to do what we're doing, we're drawing in lower vibrational relationships, right? Um, and situations and people. And we're like, ugh, I don't want to continue to do what I've always done and get what I've always gotten, right? And so, it slows down. So we stop attracting this in, and it gives us time to question our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about our own self worth, our own self love, and limiting thoughts and beliefs, expectations. All these stories that we've learned over time about what love is supposed to be and should be, need to be, including timing, right? We have all this rules, uh, and we can look at transforming those, because if they're lower vibrational, they slow things down and drag us down. Higher vibrational moves things up and speeds things up. We also release emotion that doesn't serve us, cleansing our energy and cleansing our outside world too. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. So we got the mind, with the two of swords. This is this, battling between the higher truth and the small t truth. The sun card is movement, it is sunshine. It also is inner child, and there's the bright light that shines upon our life. So, the story that we change, the story that we're applying, so they're really focusing on these beliefs that can be removed. And as we cut these things and throw them overboard, like a ship, if it's going so slow, we start chugging things over, then we can move faster because the boat isn't so heavy. So it's dumping some thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve us, that I feel will be moving forward. Um, and this is why this delay is here and why this is going on with all this here. And the more we focus on like missing, like I want love, then I tell the universe I really enjoy wanting it. Means I if I like wanting it, that means I can't have it, because if I have it, then I stop wanting, but I enjoy the wanting. It's like, no, it's you enjoy having. And so when we change our energy to gratitude, and this includes the timing where we are like, Creator, I would really love a relationship with someone, but I trust that you're going to bring the perfect person in the perfect way in the perfect timing. And I'm grateful for you. We start having gratitude. I'm so thankful that you're bringing me the perfect person in the perfect timing in the perfect way. I trust you. And you keep on doing that, and then the universe is like, oh, so you enjoy being grateful for having love come into your life. Well, I'm going to bring it into your life then, because our energy is what they you know go by, not by what we say or think. It's our energy, what we focus our energy on. So hopefully that helps, Kritika. But it's in your cards. I do feel, yeah, on the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Cups, which is the most compatible, is the word I was looking for earlier, compatible individual who can give and receive love and their balance in their head and their heart. So it's worth the wait, right? If you're like, when is this bread going to be ready? You know what? I'm just going to take it out of the oven and eat it right now. And you end up with a mouthful of dough. You're like, ugh, gross. It's like, yeah, you might want to have waited like 15 more minutes before you check out the bread. Well, that's what we can trust, that the timing is going to be perfect and it's going to be mwah, right. Because the creator is the baker when we trust them, right? All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you, Kritika. All right. And then great courts. You want to know, what can you do for your sister? All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit feel you can do for your sister? All right. Yeah. Just give her love and send her love energy. You know, the Ace of Cups is about filling up in your own heart and letting that love overflow out. And the Page of Wands is like energy. There's I don't think I have the link, but it's in my Take 10 with Zen. Let's see. Oh no, it is a heartache right here. I do have it. And so if this resonates for you, here is a little video. It's like less than 10 minutes, but it talks about when we have an ache in our heart to help someone and we feel like we can't, then it's a way that we can send love energy to surround them. And so I go into the video in that, but that's, you know, in those situations where there's nothing I can do physically for them, it's something that they're choosing to go through their emotions, we can still send love to them. Their higher self behind the human will take it, even if we feel the human won't, the higher self will. And so it talks about in that video how we can send that love out. So if you want to check that out, I think that will be helpful. All right, so hang in there, great courts. That's what they have. Many blessings. And then Mini Heal, you want to know what is coming for you the last 7 days of June. All right. So what does Spirit want you to know is coming the last 7 days of June? All right. Wow. Well, you've got the Empress, which is harvest and birthing of things. You've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is the movement in the outside world. It's like the blood, the sweat, the tears. And here the reward is starting to come. And you got the Ten of Cups too, which is joy and celebration and feelings of overflowing here. So it feels like it's a very abundant, both of emotion and outside world stuff coming in, being birthed here. So it feels like a harvest, like, you know, you're reaping what you've sowed for so long. And I feel like there's movement in this, and you're seeing some of the reward, and then you're seeing how others is going to be unfolding. And so I like this realization that all your hard work is paying off. So I feel like you get some fruit, and then you see the rest of the harvest that's ahead throughout the month of July that comes up for you, and later too. So I feel like it's a wonderful week, obviously, with all that energy. So I like it. That's what they have for you right now, Mini Heal. So many blessings to you. All right. Right, very good. Just making sure we're doing it right there. All right. And then Swaru Bobby, will this person Manny find love? All right, let's take a look here. Will Manny find love? You say love place oracle. I know I used place oracle before. I don't have them like available for free readings right now, but but we'll pull tarot here. So will they find love? All right. Well, we got the Four of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is the balance between the head and the heart. And I feel like they will when they do find this balance between their head and their heart, and they have a more solid foundation in the outside world. I feel like there's some instability in their outside world, and I feel like they're kind of out of balance with their head and their heart. They could be like a lot in their head, and their heart is like, has a um, whatever, like a a handkerchief, and they're tied up and they're kept in a cage, and they're not letting their heart be expressed. So I feel like once they're able to balance their head and their heart, and then bring balance to their outside world, that they can. But I feel like that's going to be a little ways off. It just feels like just their whole life is in a disarray, it feels like. So eventually, but not for a little while. All right. So that's what they have for you, Swaroop. So many blessings to you. And then May Yang, your name is Harpreet Kaur. Oh, hello, hello. So you believe there's someone who's always watching you, and they're after your life, like the coincidences of everyday events. When will you get rid of them? All right. You've been feeling like this for years. All right. Let's see what Spirit has for you here, because I feel like a change of your energy. No one can harm us, like curses or anything like that, unless we put energy into it. And actually, whatever we focus on with our energy is what grows and expands, right? And so I feel like, yeah, yeah. So you have the Four of Cups, I mean, the Four of Wands, which is balancing energy, and it's joy and celebration. Nine of Cups, which is emotional, like dreams come true, overflowing is here. And so when we focus our energy on joy and higher, like gratitude and higher vibration, then we draw things that match that. If we're in fear, and we have this belief, like I have this belief that someone's watching me and wants to take my life, guess what? We're telling the universe, you know what I'd really, really love is if someone is watching me and they're trying to take my life. It's like, all right, if that's what you want for this lifetime, that's up to you. You get to control that. You're the driver of your life. Creator's a co-pilot, they're not the one driving. You are, and your spiritual posse's behind, in the back, going along for the ride. But you get to choose with your energies what you draw to you. So the more we focus on our fears, what we hate, what we are missing, what we want, that type of thing, the more we attract that lower vibrational stuff to us. So I feel like if you start focusing your energy on joy and celebration, on safety, it doesn't mean be stupid, like, well, here's a dark alley, let me go down here by myself. It's like, no, I'm not going to go down there. But it's not about investing energy in the fear of things, the lower vibrational, because like attracts like, whatever we feed grows. And so we start focusing in on laughter and joy and unconditional love and gratitude for what I do want in my life and what I do have in my life. Then we draw that in. And so I do feel here with the Nine of Cups, you can have your dreams come true, with getting rid of this, because we're the ones, it's like walking around with a giant wolf on a leash, and you're asking people, how can I get rid of this wolf? Well, let go of the leash. You're dragging it around with you. You have the freedom to let go. And then with your energy rising, then you don't attract the lower vibration, because the lower vibration can't stand to be in the with higher vibrational things. Um, and you might check the heads too. I've got a YouTube series, from chaos to cozy. What am I looking for? I'm gonna go here. I was like, where do I have all this stored? Let me grab it really quick here, because let's see here. I'll go into here, and it's called The Hedge. Here it is. And let's see here how I can fit this in here. The hedge. Okay, here it is. Get rid of some of these words here. Oh yeah, let me just get rid of all that. There you go. So this is the episode that talks about the hedge of protection. It's kind of protection, but you surround yourself with this bubble of love that it's higher vibrational unconditional love energy, and then lower vibrational stuff can't get to us because we're putting this big hedge and it can't exist. It's like a shadow trying to exist in light. It's like, no, it can only exist behind things. But if there's nothing to hide behind and there's a sun, it's like, well, guess what? Shadow, you can't exist. You have to be outside of this light. And I feel like that might help you with all that too. All right. So that's what they have there for you. So thank you for that question. And all right. So everybody else, I'm going to be headed out of here in a moment. So let's take a look here. I did those. And then Supernova, I have OU2. And we did those. And we did those. Okay. So we're right here. Grab this page here. And then down here. Okay. So I am about to head off to spend about an hour or so with my praying mantis members, and then I'm going to eat, and then I'll be back on probably about an hour and a half or so ish, and then I will complete out all of the free readings that I did not get down to here, and I will. I shall return. All right, and Jean, I'll grab yours separate here. You got in just as the elevator doors were closing. So we'll grab that and we'll be back. So in the meantime, if you guys are looking for any other information, we've got the July readings are out. Let me just grab some of these and pop them back in here. So we've got July monthlies, just came out yesterday. We have June monthlies that are still here too. And we have Cancer season came out here too. And also my podcast. So if you want to catch up on any of those things while you're waiting for your free readings, all those things are free as well. So you can check those out. All right. And thank you, HTTPS. Let me grab that one too. Thank you for your additional donation there. So you'll be up first when I return. And Supernova, if you come back and watch the end of this looking for your other two readings, you can send me an email with your two. And if I get it before I go live, I'll include it there. Otherwise, we'll work out getting your other two questions. All right. So thank you guys so much again for all the love, all the support, all the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And remember, as we're going through each and every moment of our lives, that we are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, much love to you. Enjoy the rest of your day or your night, wherever you're out in the world. Until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon.